Hello, so this is what the owner has posted, Satoshi trolling, and shaking my head. If I personally block you, you go follow SHIB token for updates. I don't have to like you any more than Elon Musk has to like Jeff Bezos. Having a joke at it. We have a lot of news today, so be sure to leave a like. But what does this exactly mean? Well, a lot of people are calling this coin a scam, a FUD, or something else. And the CEO is making it pretty clear this is a fully decentralized coin and there is no team behind it. Yes, there's a team, but it's multiple people that work together for a bigger, better project. And with that, we have so many updates for Shiba Inu in the following days. I think it's really important to note here that you should not tweet at CEO at what the plan is, what the roadmap is, when it's going to reach $1. But we do have some good news and for Bitcoin and for Shiba Inu, because Shiba Inu is going to get massive adoptions in the future. Powers on. El Salvador is the unlikely leader for sovereign adoption of Bitcoin as national currency. What does this mean? This is good news. This means, many more countries are going to be starting to accept cryptocurrency. El Salvador tries with Bitcoin. They could have decided for Ethereum, but instead they decided for Bitcoin, which is really interesting, especially because Bitcoin has lower transactions. But the question is not whether Bitcoin will be the future of money. The question is how, where, and when it will be for a future. And Powers on while attending the Bitcoin 2021 conference in Miami 2 weeks ago, several things to me struck as interesting and significant. While any others have reported on the conference, my focus will be a handful of comments and events that I believe that are important for cryptocurrency and blockchain. So this is only the start for Shiba Inu and Bitcoin. If you're new here, Shiba Inu is not even 2 months old and we are panicking about the price dropping. And Michael, the CEO of MicroStrategy, who has pumped up the price by 500 million and invested 500 million into Bitcoin, said that Bitcoin is the life force of the world and commented that Bitcoin represented freedom and trust. So a lot of these CEOs and the Twitter CEO, Jack Dorsey, rationalized that the internet needs a native currency. A lot of people are very happy about this one. And the US dollar is the biggest bad coin of them all. So everyone supports Bitcoin right now. Obviously, the prices are dropping with the FUD, which is very short term. It could be only 6 months, but for long term, it tells you that Shiba Inu and Bitcoin and all of these other cryptocurrencies have big potential that we have not yet seen. Yes, there's a lot more partnerships, bigger partnerships that we have not even yet partnered with. So I think a lot of cryptos are going to die right now. A lot of these smaller meme coins can simply not survive. One whale just dumps all their tokens. But a lack of discussion today about the legitimacy of cryptocurrencies as an investment both at the conference and elsewhere. So nobody's talking about, holding long-term. Everyone is looking at short-term profits every single day. Yes, it's okay to look at news because it's really important, but we also got to look at the long-term game. Dismissing crypto by saying he would only accept equity or notes for any investment in a blockchain startup. So that's really interesting. Remember when non-believers and others praying for Bitcoin's demise noted that owning a cryptocurrency was fool's play, as the coin did not provide you as an investor with shareholder-like dividend rights. So crypto is definitely legitimate, and there's a lot of FUD around El Salvador that it won't work. I definitely think it could work because El Salvador has abandoned its own fiat currency, the colon, and adopted the US dollar as its official currency. This is how bad it was going. But now they're going for Bitcoin. And as it accepts Bitcoin, we could be seeing other countries accepting Bitcoin and also Shiba Inu. I think it's possible. It is reported about 70% of the adult population in El Salvador does not have a bank account or credit card. So that's crazy news. I think you don't need a bank account. You don't need a credit card for Bitcoin. And that's the beauty of it. A lot of El Salvadorians will have access to Bitcoin now, and they can drive the prices up massively. And if this goes well, if it goes well for El Salvador, other countries will consider the legal tender as well, considering Shiba Inu, considering Litecoin. I know you can call me crazy right now that, a country accepting a meme coin, that's just impossible, but I think it is. Like right now, we're in early adoption stages and exchange of Bitcoin for transactions to provide more stability for the digital asset. Finally, a development bank will be created to hold 150 million in Bitcoin in order to allow merchants the ability to instantly convert Bitcoin to US dollar. So that's going to be a big step. Remember 10 years ago when people said that Bitcoin is just a Ponzi scheme and just a scam? Well, things have changed. Today, we have the many countries and municipalities experimenting with use cases for blockchain outside of financial promise. So it's not over yet. It's not over for Shiba Inu. And I'm guessing as Shiba Inu gets its own blockchain, we're going to be seeing a lot of adoption then, and including for supply chain providence and recording of real estate transactions. Examples include Sweden, the country of Georgia, and the United Arab Emirates, and with the help of International Monetary Fund, others include Bolivia and so on, we could be seeing their own things. And it will be interesting to see how the rest of sovereign states react to this. We already saw Shiba Inu partnering up with Paraguay's big brand to actually be accepted in 24 stores. From economists claiming that El Salvador's economy will collapse from this legislation. I don't think that will happen. That's simply impossible. Let's see which country will do the same thing next. So I think it's still very early for crypto. I think as countries invest, especially as the US invests in and banks accept crypto, that's when we're going to be seeing the massive investments. Right now, the small whales are investing into crypto. Yes, or maybe small banks, but we're going to be seeing a lot more in that. This is where the real diamond hands come into play, referring to Shiba Inu's price point drop. And what we can see here is, we're already seeing the marketing. Oh, hey, Shiba, I'm marketing Shiba to Arab people who have big bags of money. And yes, imagine if a very rich investor from everywhere from Dubai invested into Shiba Inu, how much that would increase the price. Of course, with Bitcoin down, we just gotta wait it out. But short list of things banned in China: Google, YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, Netflix, Zoom, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. I think Bitcoin is gonna be just fine. So existing Indian law could impose 2% levy on crypto bought from offshore exchanges. And this is something you need to know for Shiba Inu. Existing law in India could mandate a 2% levy on cryptocurrency purchases from offshore-based exchange servicing India's marketing. And we're talking if anyone from India buys, from Coinbase, from Binance, and even if they buy Shiba Inu, it's going to have a 2% equalization levy that could be extended to crypto assets purchased from offshore exchanges. So according to June 2022 report, analysts are interfering that existing law could require a 2%, basically tax, I'm guessing, imposing a 6% tariff on payments for e-commerce supply. So some regulation is happening. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? I think, these countries are actually starting to implement crypto, but what they're doing is just, adding some tax to it, and then they will start to sell. The levy is on the selling price, and companies may be required to add this at the cost of the crypto asset. And as they're adding, India is adding crypto assets and actually addressing the crypto assets. I think this is still pretty good. 2% is not a lot. In March 2020, India's Supreme Court reappealed to the RBI's 2-year prohibition on local financial terms providing banking services to businesses operating with crypto assets. So we're still seeing big adoption, and it appears to have maintained its anti-crypto stance. So the Reserve Bank of India, with the governor saying that the central bank has major concerns regarding cryptocurrency that has conveyed to the government. We could be seeing, big regulations on Shiba Inu, but Shiba Inu is always going to be decentralized. That's the beauty of it. It's always going to be having new updates. The big issue with digital currencies, and I'm talking about, for example, if we had a digital dollar, is it will not get as many updates as, for example, Shiba Inu, Ethereum, Litecoin, ADA. We have so many coins with that, massive start that they're just going to be having that snowball effect. So small family business accepts SHIB in exchange farm for fresh eggs. And we're seeing that adoption already step by step. We're getting there. As there's less mining in China, and this is why you shouldn't be concerned. Basically, this article is citing big investor absorbing minor OTC distribution. But I think it's very safe to say, if we look over here, that people that were mining in China before, and now that China is cracking down down, will just mine in other countries. It's so simple. They will mine in Kazakhstan. They will mine in Uzbekistan. Every other single country that's cheap to relocate. And I don't think it's over. And UN sees blockchain technology as a tool to fight climate crisis. So this is really good because if Bitcoin goes green, countries will start to adopt it. They will also, I think Shiba Inu also needs to go green. We go quickly here. If the most vulnerable are to benefit from the progress of blockchain technology, and if it's truly to make a positive impact on climate crisis, more technical research is needed as well as more international dialogue involving experts, scientists, and policymakers. So I think blockchain actually has a lot of potential, especially its technology. So crypto is getting some massive adoption, and so does Shiba Inu. Good news, bad news, doesn't matter, only short term. Keep it safe out there. Be sure to drop a like and see you until next time. Peace.